Let's go there and oh yeah, okay, Mr. Passmore is here. I like it. Okay, good. What is it? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, world, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to Bantu TV, and we are live and direct. My name is Kalinda.
Hmm?
I am right here
No, you've
in
done well.
Indianapolis,
How fast?
Indiana. Doing what we know how to do best on Sunday, presenting to you hot topics. Right, Lupe, you want to come in and do your bubuzelas as
Of
always on a
course.
Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, of course, Vakalinda. Thank you. We're coming live from Ontario, Canada. And for everybody that's watching, we thank you very much for joining us. Depending on where you are in the world, obviously, most part of the world is in the evening. Some places it's in the afternoon. So thank you, Bane, for joining us. And we have brilliant and important topics that we actually need to discuss today. And of course, we see our big man,
Oh yes, oh the
Pasmo
big
Chanik Dala.
yeah from Matanza.
Good,
Luguaro. Okay, there. That's just me
yeah.
getting excited. Welcome,
Good,
welcome, Mr.
good evening.
Passmore.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
All
Yeah.
right, without further ado, shall we just roll on and shall we
Mm,
start with actually the
mm,
biggest story, the two
mm,
biggest story in my mind, but
mm,
I want us to start because we have the big man here. He's our mining expert.
mm,
I did ask him yesterday, last minute. I said, please
mm, mm,
come on the podcast and unpack the
mm.
official handover of Mupani.
Mopani. Yeah, yes.
That's the biggest story, this week out of Zambia, of course.
Yeah.
And unless you've been living under a rock, Mupani was
Mm,
officially handed over to the Saudis, the IRH a group of companies. Oh,
mm,
and I mean, I know the opposition want to say, well, Mupani is back to Anglo America through a subsidiary of the Irish group of companies, BlackRock, and all kinds of nonsense that
yeah,
the
I heard that. I
opposition
heard that.
were peddling this week after they
Mm,
couldn't believe that the new Dawn government under HH did it.
mm,
Uh,
mm, mm,
Mupani's is owned, of course, jointly by the government of Zambia through ZCCM. I could be
mm,
wrong, but of course we have our experts here to unpack this for us.
mm,
IRH have what's that? 51%. The Zambian government 49%. Mr.
mm.
Passmore, unpack Mupani for us.
Yes. Yes. I think the basics are that what we had
Hmm.
was that when Glencore left,
Hmm.
Mm,
they, they left with an encumbrance of $1.5 billion,
Hmm. Hmm.
which we were servicing, and,
Correct.
and therefore there wasn't sufficient funds to recapitalize the mine.
Hmm. Hmm.
And in the last few years, we've seen what that impact has been on terms of production.
Hmm. Hmm.
So 100% of nothing is nothing.
Correct.
49% of something is something to write home about.
Hmm. Hmm.
So where we are right now is that yes, we had 100% ownership, but what did we see? We drove the mine down,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it was becoming a burden. And ask anybody on the copper belt,
Hmm.
the suppliers, going down to employees. I think everybody suffered. And basically, with now the 49%, we should see some, I think cash has come through and production should be able to pick up. And money will be in circulation. And therefore, between 100% of indebtedness to 49% of something positive, I think it doesn't require rocket science to say the deal is good.
Right, right. Well, before you proceed, shall I introduce our new entrants? And we have here Mr. Sylvester Sikufueva. Mr. Sikufueva, please introduce yourself. Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from Solwezi.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
well. We love it. We love it when fellow Zambians from back home, and you have an insight on the mining because we know that Sorwezi is thriving because of the mines there and everything else happening. So we appreciate you joining in. Now, before we go back to Mr. Patmo, shall we also introduce Isaac? What is it? His name is Isaac. Please welcome to the podcast. And where are you joining us from?
Good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what time it is over there. I am joining you from Germany.
Nice.
German in the
Beautiful.
building.
Thank you.
Lovely. Isn't Isaac Mulongo? Isn't this it? Yeah, I think I know him. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Appreciate you guys coming in for us. Now back to Mr. Pasmo, and obviously we will tap into Isaac here and Mr. Sylvester. We're talking Mupani. So from your standpoint, you think we got the best deal out there as far as Mupani is concerned, based on what was going on. Your take.
Well, I wouldn't say we've got the best deal because I don't know. But what I'm saying is we've got a better deal from the deal that was in existence. And that's the
Great.
only thing that you can compare with, right?
That's
It's
right.
the 100% of ownership and the debt and the nothing. And 49% with a hope, with something. And between the two, that's the only comparison that you can have, right?
Of course.
The other comparison as whether it's the best deal or whatever, that's a pipe dream, right? That's a pie in the sky, and I don't deal with pies in the sky.
That's true. That's true. And Vakalinda, like I've always said, like I've always been passionate about the copper belt,
Yeah.
because I believe it is the bloodline of our economy. Not only is it a bloodline, but it's the heartbeat of Zambia's economy. So if we get a 49% ownership, it actually makes sense because we don't have to wait until our brothers and sisters are no longer employed. The copper belt was one of the largest employers in the country. If you look at how the system worked from the early 80s, everybody was moving to the copper belt because the mines were huge. They were producing and they were employing, and people would move from the east, the west. They would go and live in the copper belt. So now, if we reach at this level now, where we're looking at the biggest mine, because Mopani is not a small mine. Mopani is not a small mine. Mopani is a large mine, and if it's up and running and it's online, it means our Zambian people now are being employed. I think to me personally, that's what I only care, is to see our Zambian people being employed. That's it. Everything else, all these other politics and everything else, it always be there. But abantu nga balebomba. They wake up in the morning, they go to work. That's the most brilliant thing, and that's the most important thing. And so this deal itself on its own, it's a game changer, because abantu now they'll start going back to work, and they'll start, and it trickles down. When people are working, people are earning money, they'll start spending that money. Contractors will be paid. In fact, contractors will be paid, meaning all those contractors are being paid. Those employers that they have been waiting for years. I don't know how long this mine has been unoperational. Nobody was getting any money. Okay, so now you can imagine how were people surviving. So this is a good thing. It's a brilliant move. I've seen all the opposition that are coming in. This is not a good thing. It's no, we were selling this. Nobody's selling nothing. We're just negotiating and doing the best that we can do for this, the situation we're in right now. So, but I don't know. That's all I can say for now.
Oh, great. I mean, let's bring in the man who has joined us from Solwezi. He may have more insight. He's on the almost, neighboring cities like Mukurila and Kitwe that are going to benefit, with an injection of all this money, that is $1.1 billion. Of course, clearing Glencore and all the suppliers, and then we're hearing 3,000 jobs that direct jobs that are going to be created as a result of this. Mr. Sikufuera, you want to come in with your opinion on Mupani, being the man in
Yes,
Zambia right now?
yes, my opinion on Mopani is that it's a game changer, actually. It's going to bring in more development. Like they were saying, employment is coming back. The copper belt was almost dying. So it's a good thing that the government has been able to release 51% of the shares to the company that has come in. It's actually a good thing. It is a game changer. It will turn around things for us in Zambia, actually. We are so excited about it. That's my take on it.
Oh, wonderful. Isaac, out of Germany, I'm sure you've been following the news on Mupani. Do you have anything to add on to that? Oh, I guess we've lost our, or it's somewhere around.
Yeah.
Well, we go back to the man himself, Mr. Pasmo, who is helping us. He's a mining consultant. He's a giant in that field. Um, uh, Mr. Pasmo, the 3,000 direct jobs that are going to be created there, and now we understand all the suppliers have been paid, and things are moving. What's the question? I think I want to paraphrase that. I would like to say, what is next for Zambia after Mupani? Where are we going from here?
Well, I mean, getting Mopani back in terms of is actually, it's not the jobs that are being created. It's that if you're having the production, right, then that translates. I mean, the thing that you and I will be able to see is not the jobs. What we shall see is that maybe 10,000 tons of copper are coming out of Mopani, right? The moment that begins to happen, then yes, the recovery is going to be there, right? Because what we've had is that the copper wasn't coming out. And if the copper is not coming out, you can't pay your suppliers, right? You can't employ because you haven't got the money to pay, and on and on and on. So for me, the thing is that within the next 3 months, we should see the production, right? And that's the only thing that you and I should be looking at, right? Because none of us are going to go in the labor office and see how many people are being employed. But we shall see the numbers in terms of the exports, in terms of the copper that is coming out of Mopani, right? And that should be able to, the revenue should be able to hit through. And yes, once that happens, yeah, ZRA will be happy. We'll see that, right? And yes, the people, because, copper doesn't produce itself. So inevitably, you'll be able to see those other things. But the treaty is, yes, Mopani is sorted out and Mopani should be able to kind of produce. And we expect that the KCM saga will also be behind us so that also KCM can produce the copper, because the copper is not coming out either.
Absolutely, and I think I've just checked out our honorable Paul Kabuswe's page as of 6 hours ago. So probably it looks like there's an announcement on KCM.
Yeah.
Probably as soon as tomorrow. Or because it just said Mupani Pobo, KCM Pobo. So
So I think those two mines are being dealt with. Those two mines are being dealt with.
There's a breakthrough on KCM. Tomorrow, maybe before the end of the week. For the people of the Copper Belt. Yeah, I mean, like you say, we have a target as a country, as announced by our president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. He wants to see us produce 3 million tons of copper, as opposed to we are roughly as of last year, I think, which is sad though, that the entire country only produced 200. Did I hear 200,000 tons of copper? Yeah, that was the official announcement that I got.
How much came out of First Quantum?
Well, you know what? I may have to do a little research on that. They just gave me the blog, the blog figure for the whole country. And
I'm not so sure that 200 is right.
What? I think Zambia was sitting on 650, tons. I think that's what was our what we're producing.
We had gone down to 300,000 from what I read.
So
where is it?
because of the closures of the two big mines.
Mupani itself last year only produced 90,000. And KCM is shut down. So who knows what the others? So I wouldn't be surprised, that we were only able to mine 200,000. But that's I guess we need to research more on that. But that's what I got. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but actually, yeah.
Well, you know what? I think that the most important thing is this: Mopani is online, and KCM is soon to be online. And now we're starting to move towards the president's projection that he wants us to be producing the 3 million tons. So if these two big mines are online, that is very possible. And looking at the partnerships that he has sat down with and people that are coming in terms of from the Saudi, that's good for us, because we need people to come in and provide certain things like that. Now, $130 million is not a small thing. I know people were looking at it and saying, "Oh, 130 million injection. Oh no, we've sold our country." No, we have not sold our country. What we're simply trying to do, people need to work, and at the same time, we need to start working towards the 3 million tons. Because how are we going to reach there if the mines are closed? We're not going to reach there. So the only way to do it is, twice you open up mines, work on these certain, contracts, and agreements that were done before the patriotic front, in the patriotic front actually, that were so bad, very, 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 very bad. The contracts they did during that period were bad because they didn't understand anything. Mammon. And then they have led us into this situation. And then when the president is trying to correct things, people are trying to point the finger at him to say he's the bad guy. No, he's not the bad guy. He's the one that's trying to correct things. If in Dungana Firubana Muchalo, cha Zambia. Fingi, there are so many layers to these things. And all these things. I want even just the drought itself. I want to hey, HH, how you blame drought kuli HH? Ni maka shakwata kushita control weather. So we need to start looking at things really, really, really carefully. The deal ya Copper Belt, the Mopani deal is one of the brilliant deals, and everybody is going to benefit, starting from the miners, starting from the bonds, everybody. Copper Belt now abantu balatampa nokumfa kwenu. If you look at if you go into the streets, bonse balera ndafe, yeah, no, we're thankful because it was just sitting there, and this is going down in history to say the president of the country at that time, HH, opened up Mopani when it was down, and employed a lot of people. And people, that's Copper Belt of Oyaba, Copper Belt and Copper Belt in the mining. Chapwa, that's what they know. Moment.
Absolutely, you're putting things in context for the people on the streets, like what they need to expect, with this reopening of the mine, jobs, of course, and, with those jobs, hopefully better pay for our miners because that's important because sometimes you bring in people and they subject your people to measly salaries, and and then they really don't see any difference in terms of the improvement on their own lives, the lifestyle and stuff like that. Are they able to take kids to school? And I know there's this argument of, well, we have free education now, but if I'm working, look, I don't necessarily want to send my kid to a government school. Maybe I want to pay for private because I believe that private school, will impact my son or my daughter better than the government school. But now those are discussions for another day. I always go on a tangent. Yeah. So anyway, we go back to Mr. Passmore, our our expert. I mean, because some of us we just speak because because we like to talk. Mr. Passmore, we come back to you, still on Mupani, and maybe before you come in, let me bring in here a new entrant, Mr. A.K. Hinamanjolo Malambo. Please welcome to our podcast. Just briefly give us a little background about yourself, and we will definitely talk to you more about the trending topics out of Zambia this week. Come in, and where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from Lusaka in Chilanga.
Oh, Lusaka in the building. All right. We love that. Welcome to the podcast today. So back to you, Mr. Passmore. These rumors that we are hearing about, I don't know if you've heard about them, that, we've sold Mupani for a song from the opposition. Where are you with those and the claim of Anglo American is back, through IRH? Uh, your comment on that?
Well, I mean, the information that has been given as a template to the public, which which gave the summary in terms of what was agreed and what actually is coming and is happening. There's no mention of Anglo. Okay. Anglo on Mopani.
Absolutely.
Right. And therefore, those that are saying Anglo is coming back, whatever, well, I mean, let them give information on it, right? But I mean, for me, as a citizen, right, in terms of what is being given to us, right, and what is happening, is that really is the debt. The big thing is that the debt that is owed to Glencore is being taken care of, right? And what that does, it releases life into the mine. Because if you don't have to service a loan, right, that amount of money, you can use it in terms of your production. Right? So those that have Anglo and whatever else they have, good luck, right?
Right. Absolutely right. Because
so
what is?
I mean,
go ahead.
Anglo, again, is those that are saying tying Anglo to Mopani, they should be able to. It's not in the template in terms of what was negotiated on, right? But yes, there's nothing stopping a mining house looking at prospects in the country. And the country, these prospects are there, and if they're able to show that they can bring certain deposits into life, let it be, right? There's nothing stopping people from doing business. And I think they'll discuss at the table and agree in terms of the terms, and they'll tell us, right? But as of now, I think let's give the other people a chance to give us the copper that they say they can give. And period.
Right. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. The problem with us Zambians, we like to just, talk and talk, even from things that we really don't understand, instead of asking experts. And then we believe the people that showed us, uh, uh, you know, um, first, before we look at facts. Somebody like Emmanuel Mwambake, that lunatic. Did I say lunatic? Let me bring that back. I apologize. But that's the way I feel about Chilhitali sometimes. I think, he belongs in a loony bin, for propagating all these lies about,
the problem that we have, right? People like to dream, right? And share their dreams like they're real. Can they please dream and dream alone? Right? Okay. Let them dream. It's okay. You can dream. You can have nightmares. Please keep them in your bedroom. Right? They are not for public consumption.
I want to point you, like you brought up. Sorry, big man. You go ahead.
Right? Like we have now is that, what we didn't have is money. Right? So what these guys have brought is money. And with that money, we shall turn that money into copper. And if we have got copper on the table, we'll make more money. Right? Very simple. Right? So what was required was money, and we've got the money.
That's it. Yep.
What is further required is that, yes, the money that they said was going to come, that's what you should be looking at for those that are dreaming and having nightmares. Has that money come through? Right? If the money has come through, there's no problem. Right?
Yeah.
Have we got the copper at the end of the day? Right?
That's right.
And, the thing is that, like I said the other time, this is a process. Right? If you do not break the ore and get the ore out of the underground into the concentrator and moving in the smelter and in the refinery, you will never have your copper. You can dream as much as you want to. You have to break the ore, break the ground, and get the ore out. Right? And that's what we were failing to do in the last few years. We talked a lot, we did whatever, but we didn't get the ore. And therefore, the processing plants didn't have anything to process. And therefore, if you don't process, you don't have copper, you haven't got the cash. And if you haven't got the cash, you don't pay your suppliers, the employees, I don't know where they're getting the money from, but and of course you can't employ people either. Right? So what this deal has done is to break that line and bring the cash in so that you can have your primary production and the process will carry on and refinance and be able to continue in terms of production. Right.
Yeah.
I am in India at the moment, so it's getting late. So I would have to leave you here this afternoon.
No. Oh, right. No, we appreciate you, sir, for coming in, and we definitely will, continue further in this relationship because your great mind is needed to educate our people. So we wish you a good night, and as they say in India or Hindi, it's Jiwa Sarorahe. Dimataji. There you go. At least I know a little Hindi. There you go.
Could Sylvester get in touch with me? Or would you give me Sylvester's number? I'd like to get in touch with him.
Oh, okay. Sylvester, if you're tuned in, please do the needful. Share that number with us. Okay.
Okay.
We definitely, as soon as he does, we will.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, now Papusha, I can speak Hindi.
Yeah, that is Mosambik.
Thank you, Ari. Thank you. No, you know what? Actually, most of my friends, my Arsenal friends here are from India.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so they teach me one or two words. In our interaction. So I'm picking up a few things. So there you have it. There you have it.
That's good. So you mentioned one lumpen.
Yes, I mean I've been saying lunatic. That lunatic.
One lumpen in Chirufetayali. It's busy. I think very but one ichalo indalama shisuma futi shivi.
Yeah.
The guy vamuchtanani kane vamushta. It's been bought. It's clearly has been bought. And then because he just deals with one indalama, the best friend.
Yes.
When HH didn't give him money, our movie umutiba. So now he's on a rant, talking bad about the president of the country. And then enough is Samanaya, Nashavana, Nashanavakash. He's saying, oh, wait, at the Zambezi force my Sam Kumfire to South Africa, South Africa.
What I mean, what a tribalist statement, please. Honestly, who talks like that?
Can you imagine? And then you're saying you want to be a leader. Which leadership are you going to provide for the country of Zambia? That kind of mentality. Because that's a village type of thinking. You're so behind in the world that you don't understand that if into abantu number, everybody is intertwined.
Yes,
we're no longer living in the 40s or 60s. So
I mean, for me, people that talk about tribal, I mean, I look within my own family. I mean, because that's where I start from. Like in my own family, my nephews are Metis, my nieces are Chalways. I've got my nieces and nephews who are Katas. I've got sisters who are mothers are from all over the country. I mean, I've got a brother by the name of Mulenga. Come on now. And now you want to come out and say tribally. Zambian district. I can't. That is but we shall take over because Ingulu Shalambo Ingulu Shakushka Tende Shala Ingira Pano. Shkatende is gonna come
through. Is the guy, he's a hard gun. It's clearly, and we can always see it. He writes straight through his, simple mind. Oyomuntu has been hired to come and propagate the story and go against the president of the country and support to say that Valungu is the next coming president. But he doesn't realize that. And I was watching one video today by internet. I was so disappointed, so disturbed, by the way. Vacanso, I think they went to somewhere in the district, Bulusak, trying to clear out ama vendors. So the vendors, they started throwing stones, and they, Chirufia, you can imagine what he was saying. But if dream going to reach that, ama Zambians, we need to stand up. Propagating violence, like really? Ngani kwatago mano ya kwatago 5 cents. This is now your job. And I even believe what Bob Simon Mwa said, that Chirukayali is a danger to this country. Because he was the one that led for the death of Unsamansam and Joseph Kaunda. Because of his mouth. Mamon. And he doesn't forget that. He doesn't even remember that. Again, he has started. At least propel Abantu so that they should rise against the current government. To be like rioting or stuff like that. What are you trying to do? This is not the way it's supposed to be. If you're claiming to be a leader, I don't know who you're leading, to be honest.
Who are you leading? Because first of all, you are alienating people from southern, east. Western, northwestern part of. Who are you leading? Like even telling people to rise up against. Which country are you going to lead after that?
Mama.
So all these things are just, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. I just feel like I need to pull off my wig. My wig right now. I should just pull it off.
Anyway, so what else do you have on the table?
What else we have on the table? Of course, we're going to talk about none other than former first daughter, Tafila Lungu, is losing 25 million kwacha in assets and cash to the state through a forfeiture, applied for by the Corruption Commission (ACC) this past week in court, because according to the ACC, Miss Lungu, or what's her married name now, Sonda or something, she couldn't justify or account where she got that wealth. Because the ACC proved that between 2021, did I say 21? Sorry, let me backtrack that. Between 2016 and 2021, Miss Lungu only earned 200,000 kwacha as a councillor in Chawama. So she couldn't account for where did she get this wealth. Worth 25 million kwacha and cash.
Cash. Wow, that was cash, eh? Cash money.
Yeah, cash money and property. I hope on that property they also got that land in Cinda that she fenced off, which was a protected land. I'm just hoping, because I didn't see the tabulation. Yeah, I hope it's part of it.
But
so,
Bakalinda, what happened was the president actually, in fact, hinted on this. He said there will be abantu abalatampo kushitananikanye to give up their assets because we need that money. And in fact, that family should actually, think about HH. If HH was a bad man, they would have all been arrested, because clearly the money that they had at their disposal at that time was so much that they cannot even account for it. So we Kasela and all her qualifications. She says she was in the US. She studied. I don't know, what did she study? And so she came to Zambia to become a
psychology, which is the easiest degree you can get.
So even if you did that, but did you work? How much did you make? Or you came to Zambia, became a counselor, and then when you're
in fact, she was never a Tassila Lungu here. I mean, let's just put it out there, because if you Google Tassila Lungu here, you never find her. But you find a Tassila something Robertson or something like that. Just putting it out there. She only landed in Zambia the day it was announced that Eddie Galungu is the president. So and then she now she's Tassila Lungu. Zambians are mesmerized when she calls a press conference and speak whatever she wants to speak on. Like the last time she was out there crying about leave us alone, let the due process. In the meantime, Kale is 25 million kwacha, Kunumoku, when I don't understand that as a human being, like you are out there in the poorest constituency in the country. Chawama it is. Because if you go to Chawama, you see how those people live. It breaks my heart. And then Kalep 25 million kwacha. Then Kalep Tanam the streets of Chawama, Mukatenge, showing that she's humble. Come on, Zambians, wake up. Wake up, Zambia. Wake up. 25 million kwacha. Worth of cash and assets. You earned between 2015 or 2016 when you landed in Zambia to 2021 when Bawiso was no longer president. Your bank account only shows 200,000 kwacha. Vani. Who are you trying to cheat?
That's what I'm saying. Like, look. HH, because if HH really had a vendetta against the Lungu family, he would have locked up who? Tassila, locked up the Big Eddie. But look, Uyumuntu, she presented herself to be a very humble and stuff like that. But we've seen what she did. Kulia kuna nikane. A revelation was given to us. Like, look, she's fenced out a whole entire catchment area because mu area mwaliba mukula. He had that audacity to do that because she was the president's daughter. This cannot be right. The people
It cannot be.
They came up to question that, look, you cannot do something like that, even if you're a president's daughter. What right do you have to claim this land? So there were so many things, so many things that we actually don't even know. Some of the things we don't even know. That's why this is just a tip of the iceberg.
I hope that's the tip of it. Absolutely, because there's also the case of the other brother, whatever his name is, another Lungu, with all those, how many cars? 49, 60, yes. 2011 parked in his yard, and then you want to come to me and say, oh, he was a humble leader. Oh, we want him back. Oh, what? Come on, Zambians. Let's be real here. Let's be real. Let's be real. Aboba Hambo Batasila Lungu, 25 million kwacha. She couldn't account for it.
Yeah. Well, if you do that, it shows that obviously I mean, Kimone won't talk about it. You say, okay, I think I'm guilty here. Let me just, let me just do this, because there's no way you can give out that kind of money to say, oh, I know I have this money. There's a deal going on there. Obviously, there's no way that you can just come up and give out kind of money without explanations. But
for me, I mean, I'm not saying people can't start from a humble ground. Okay, I'm not saying people shouldn't. People can, but if you're able to show receipts, account for stuff. I mean, this brings me to another point. The former Home Affairs Minister, I mean, we won't really discuss, but we'll just deal a little bit with the revelation that the wife came out in court that, oh, she got 1.9 million kwacha. I mean, let me just ask you this, actually. When you graduated from university or college, or wherever you went, what did you get from your family? Let me ask you this.
When I graduated, what did I get from my family?
What was your graduation present from your family? Oh, from your mom?
It was hugs and kisses.
Oh, there you go. Now, somebody can go in court and say, no, with Zambian parents, come on, whether rich or whatever, will give you 1.9 million kwacha as a graduation present, Rani.
Was that the reasoning?
Now that's what they're trying to say. At no 1.9 million, it was a graduation present from my mother. And then the audacity of presenting a written up piece of paper in court. But come on. That's what I'm saying. Right. Come on, Machilusia, come on.
Yeah, this is so weird. Like that's a little bit unbelievable, because even the richest dads in the world, even Obama's kids, I don't think they will give them something like that, like a present.
No. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think Obama will go and give the daughters, oh, I like to pay 1 million because was to graduate. No. That's a lame excuse. And it's actually a weak argument, because you need to understand that, look, if into Zambia abantu number, they are well read and they understand these issues, and they know how these things work. So wavika wavuka figwa mturope No. Kwatavira chirufya tayari that what is propagating on the internet. That guy.
Uriya Chifatali knows that the Milan Panga in the past they are catching up with him. You know, they're catching up with them because Milan wishing, and not only that, the souls of those people that died as a direct result of his doings, they're on him. He will never have peace. They will never have peace. You know, I mean,
no matter how much Vaedika sponsor and all that stuff. I'm telling you.
I mean, Edgar Lungu is only using him as a mouthpiece for right now because Edgar Lungu doesn't know how to talk because every time he talks, his mouth is being caught in all kinds of. So he thinks he can pay to Italian and speak from. I mean, come on now. We don't have. Like technology where somebody comes wherever he is, he may be using VPN, whatever. Block that VPN. Because without Facebook, Tayali is absolutely nothing. Nonsense. You block him. Block out his little thing. You know? Yeah. Where is he now? I mean, I saw a picture of him on Facebook not too long ago. Where is he in Karachi or somewhere in one of the, is in India? Where is he? You know, because obviously South Africa took up. Because they wanted to pay to Elias. No, he has gotten a refugee status or asylum in South Africa. Come on now, unless you haven't read on immigration, no country will give you asylum in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That's impossible. Yeah, that's impossible. Yeah,
he must be somewhere overseas. I mean, wherever he is.
No, he probably needs, he could be in Saudi Arabia. I mean, from that picture, he posted, somewhere there. That's all I'm saying because, I don't know. Like every lie after lie. And I think even lying on things that don't need to be like they are lying. Every single day. And I'm just so disappointed with us as a people for actually giving these people a platform to feed us all these lies day in, day out. My people from Lugwal, okay, Monze, there he is, there she is, Mutinta Habwela, following from Monze, Kwalumba Moye. Keep on following and share this podcast. Let us grow. And we have another comment. Alberta Mulenga says style is just another. Okay. That's why government must put him in his place. This is what I was saying about that when I Tayali on Facebook and Ambok Savaina, just say that Zita, do your job, please. Because we don't need, we don't need hate to be spread by people who absolutely have no idea, but they want just to further their own personal interest. They want to feed their stomach. Like we all call Chifatali. I mean, for me, I call him the man child because at 50 years old, I just can't believe that he's doing the things that a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old, is doing, because I know that 5-year-old is trying to learn about himself or herself, but, look at Chifatali's track record, that name, let's just look at that. And let's look at what he has done. Umuntu wakuthilathi, he's never held a job in his life. He's never held a job, and not only that, what credentials academically does he have? I'm not saying that people who went to college or university, but sure something. I Come on now, even my
He said that earlier seminary and stuff like that, blah blah blah. You grew up rough and stuff,
yeah, but
So,
I
but
mean,
you know what?
man, we all grew up rough. I mean,
Uh,
I actually don't subscribe to that idea of that because I'm this way because I grew up rough. At
mm,
some
mm,
point, as an adult, you have to take up responsibility. At
mm,
some point, as an adult, you know, I mean, I may have grown up rough, but I will take up responsibility
mm,
for things that I do. And then I
mm,
also recognize that my parents, under
mm,
their circumstances, they did the
mm.
best that they could. You know?
Echo Vampatira HH because HH he clearly told us he was a fanboy. He told us his real story and how he raised Ayago University.
Yes.
And they don't like that story because it's more like an inspiration for many Zambians. Abantu
Because
Zambians.
that's where we are all
Mm,
from, Vachofia.
mm,
You know,
mm,
that's where we are all from.
mm,
I mean, I would tell you a poignant story about myself, which I really never like to share, but because now we are talking, this way, maybe I should. You see, I mean, my mother was a primary school teacher. Okay,
mm,
my father was a college a professor. I
mm,
mean, he was a political science professor, so him and I would go toe to toe when he come. I can see him right now. Him and I going toe to toe about something politics, But growing up, my mother always said, I mean, I never understood until the day we buried her.
mm,
I never understood why she was so hard on us as a kid to always put our education first. Whatever we do, she would say, learn, 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 learn. That's your way out.
mm,
Learn, learn, learn. So I
mm,
never really understood until I went back to my mother's village, which I proudly,
mm, mm,
proudly, talk about on this podcast.
mm,
Lugualo. I went to our village, and to bury her. And then I looked at her surroundings, and then I just looked at her own family. I said, "Wow,
mm,
okay, now I understand. Now
mm,
I understand why she was always talking about education.
mm.
As a
Mm,
girl, where she came from, she
mm,
pushed herself from the same environment
mm,
as our president.
mm,
She taught herself. I mean, her parents, uh,
mm,
them themselves never saw the inside of the classroom, but my mother pushed herself. She
mm,
finished, she
mm,
went to college, started work, and
mm.
there she is.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
we never
Mm,
went to the village like that until when
mm,
I went to bury her, because those were her final words. She wanted to be buried next to her mother.
mm,
Again, I guess as daughters, we end up wanting to be married next to our mothers.
mm,
But
mm,
anyway, that was the first time in our village in Mugualo. And I was like, wow, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. So, back to Fiatali, let's not use where we are our roots
mm,
to explain our own, downfall,
mm.
deficiencies as
Yeah,
a doubt. Let's not
yeah.
do that.
Anyway,
I,
it's
I
not
don't
even
subscribe to that.
that guy is not even worth it anyway. To be honest, like is to be honest, he's just a loser. I mean, the guy is a loser. I mean, he tries to bring himself on the level of HH. You can never be on that level, and
Yeah, I mean, because
he's trying to justify and say, oh, HH did this during privatization. HH never did anything wrong during privatization. Abantu belaba bepa. Zambian people, please listen. During privatization, he was just a consultant. Consultants, my companies. Can you evaluate this? And what HH did to Livingstone, people actually, praise him because you can imagine
yes, we praised him.
Mosotunya
Uh-huh.
Hotel was one of the worst dilapidated hotels in Southern Province. It was closed down. So, and then when HH came, he was as a consultant. They say, well, can you find Abantu? They found people that can actually build Sun Hotel. Okay? When Sun Hotel was being built, I remember vividly a lot of people started moving from the Copper Belt, shining from Lusaka, going to look for jobs when they were building that. Mamon. Out of a dilapidated Mosotunya. Now, I am Kumana Mosotunya, you can cry, to be honest, the way it was. Me, I went there physically, I looked at it, whoa, was this is what the hotel was looking like? I lived in Livingstone myself. You see? So I know these things. If you're it's impossible. What HH did with that deal to bring Sun Hotel was the best deal that we had. In fact, I think at Katwishi, I don't know what other deals or whatever privatization programs that were actually very successful apart from Sun Hotel. Somebody should tell me which one was a better deal than Sun Hotel. Mamon.
In the comments, we are saying in the comments. Tell us.
Abantu basabaira, they don't even understand. They've never been to Livingstone. Ask the people in Livingstone, they will tell you. People in Livingstone they had no jobs. When Sun Hotel people, a lot of thousands of people were employed. Mamon. So how was it a bad deal? And how was there corruption there? Huh?
Right out.
Nanushate Matkwale Basan Hotel.
Let's me, I would say, yeah. I miss Intercontinental Hotel. You know, I miss Intercontinental Hotel because every Wednesdays I used to go there to swim and have a lovely lunch over there. You know, now that's just me as a that's just me. I miss Intercontinental Hotel. I used to go swim over there every Wednesdays, have a good cocktail. You know, I miss that place. But I've been going. I mean, I've been to Sun Hotel now, and okay, all right, okay. But nostalgia, you know, it's another thing. They erased my memories there. I had beautiful memories at Intercontinental Hotel. You know, when we used to say, when you at Naindaku Inters, first Naindaku Inters.
Yeah, no, that was well, it's a different, but you know, Livingstone is a different. Like when I was there, actually, just for your information, that won't be able to warm up.
No, I'm
So me, when I first got employed there, yeah, no, like I was kwaliku 3-star kulia. We would sit, would be working and stuff like that. You could easily see the Zambezi River. You see? And you could see elephants crossing. There was what they used to call Elephant Island. They would cross fruits. You know? Fruits. They'll go and eat fruits on an island. You know, amarula tree. That's what they like to go and eat. So they would cross the street, the river Zambezi. And me, I'll be watching them. I'm like, feed my elephant free. My elephant, just across. Then they go there, they eat their fruits. Me, I'm busy watching. I'm like, wow. You know, that's what they like. They would come, they would see. You know?
Okay, you're going too much into this.
Okay, that time now.
All right, shall we go on to the next topic, shall we? What was
Yeah.
the next topic, actually, Fia? Because today we just went on a tandem. I don't even know what we'll talk. What were topics today? Of course, we tackled.
Mm. We've tackled everything, the mines, the shiny, the whatever. I don't know what else. I can't remember. I think we've tackled most of the key topics. What other topic do we? No, I don't think we've missed out on anything.
We haven't talked about Lucky Mulusa's daydream, where he wants to hoodwink us into thinking that Mr. Lungu is not going to lead Uka.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I watched the Diamond TV interview, and
Mhm.
Arimu Kafia. Kufino ask questions. He started. He failed to answer questions, and he started, revealing, like, really, he doesn't really support Nankane Lungu, because there he asked him that, look, iwe watch the resign mu PF,
Yes.
okay, and then when you
Uh-huh.
resigned, you said, oh wait, this is a corrupt place and stuff like that. Now, why did you become a member of UKWA? For the same
And
person who was
and
saying that this guy is a corrupt guy.
yeah, and he's isn't he the general
He didn't even answer
secretary?
it properly. He was like, wait,
Eh?
no. Shani atampo kutamanta that oya muamona nomba. And he's the secretary general. Do you believe that he has changed? No, they might not have. They might not have changed. Maybe. Maybe.
That's the general secretary of the party, yeah?
Yes. You see? That they might not have changed. Chapwa.
All right,
Chapwa.
Chapa. Let's not even waste time on him.
So,
It's a non-starter. So anyway, and also I think the revelation by that Chinese businessman
oh,
that
yeah.
our foreign affairs minister was never corrupt, and it was a business deal, and he's paid up, everything is there, all good. It's all kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Now that's just me. And now there's this, insinuation that I know Mal Sampa posted on his page that seeing as Mr. Kakuwa is now a clean man, maybe he should get his job back. Your sentiments on those. For me, I'll say no. But go ahead, Matrika. Come in on our former minister Stanley Kakuwa.
Well, look, Umuntu, so that's why sometimes, I praise the president, because he said, look, let's investigate these issues. So if investigations were done, and then it is found that he's not capable or is not corrupt, why not give him his job back? Okay, so we have
Me,
to look at
Bachelor, yeah.
investigations.
Investigations and all. That man was the minister of foreign affairs, counting hard cash like that in a government office when he's supposed to be doing government duties.
Well,
To
that's the
me,
problem. I think
I
maybe he
can't.
shouldn't have been doing personal
Me, I can't
business.
look that. I can't look the other way on that one. Yeah,
I
he
think
may
maybe
have
he
been
shouldn't have
clean.
been doing so. But was it at a government office or they were somewhere?
Yes, it was a government office, but then I flagged Zambia Kunumo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that to me is a big no, and the fact that the whole minister receiving so much cash. That tells me he's telling me he's teaching Zambians pay your tax. Yena is getting hard cash. Man, I mean, it was at 300,000 kwacha. I mean, dollars in his office. I mean, did he pay tax on that? We don't know. Because even ZRA would not, come on now, come on. I mean, he should be just there. Of course, I mean, you should just remain an MP or, but here, if it was here, you would have even, resigned as MP because that's just, it's just unbecoming of a public servant, you know. That's what I feel. I think it should remain a party vuvuzela, whatever you call it. But he should never see the inside of a government office, regardless. Mr. President, we believe in you, but please do not give Kakubo his job back. That's
Well,
how I feel.
like on this one, I don't think I can comment so much because I don't know the full details. But you know, like I said, if investigations have been done and it's found that the guy was just doing business, because sometimes everybody is allowed to do personal businesses,
but not on government time. You can do your personal business after 5 o'clock when you're clocked out on a Saturday. You can still do that. Like I work 8 to 4. So between 8 to 4, I can't do my personal, business. I'm right there for my, I'm right there for my paycheck. But after 4 o'clock, any day I'll do it on my day off. On a day like today, I'm doing a podcast. This is my personal business. It's not, I'm not on the clock. So if I'm caught on the clock trying to sign a deal, I'll be fired. No questions asked. I'll be fired because I'm not doing what I'm actually officially being paid to do at that time. Simple as that. And by ACC, they haven't even come out to say, that they have cleared him. The person who has cleared him now, it's the Chinese person he was in business with.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the person. By ACC, we are yet to get the official communication on this. But for me, regardless whether the Chinese have cleared him or by ACC will clear him, I'm going to say on the basis of seeing that cash being counted in a government office, I'm strongly opposed to him being, because first off, you are out here selling yourselves as the president is on record to say, my ministers, me, myself included, we are servants of the people of Zambia. So what picture are you showing to the people of Zambia counting $300,000 in your government office? What picture? Are you serving the people of Zambia at that time when you're counting all that cash? No, I'm not trying to convince you. That's my personal opinion. I'm just saying because
it is what it is. I'm just looking at it from outside looking in. I'm like,
all right. I'm also outside looking in. If you're selling me,
you can never know these issues. But like I said, like if he's been cleared, there's no reason. But if you're doing, bad businesses, then of course that's why we have all these institutions. They should do their job and tell us and give us a report and say, okay, Wakakubo, it was clean business or it was bad business or it was corruption. We need to know, but we don't know at this point.
But if you're selling me a piece of filet mignon, it's better be filet mignon. It has to be filet mignon, not anything else. That's what I'm saying. Don't be selling me a piece of filet mignon. Kashi mulempela nani, crushed chicken or something. Come on now. I expect to see a nicely grilled or baked filet mignon on my plate. That's all I'm saying. So if the president and the Bakakubo are telling us they are servants of the people, they better walk the talk. They better walk the talk. I better not see Bakakubo coming out of a government, of a Chinese company with a bag to date people as you wondering what was in that bag. Was that really a calendar or was that cash at that time? Now that was one. We looked the other way. We bought it was a calendar story. Now we see a word of cash. And you know how sensitive Zambians are when we see cash, because we're coming from a background where we had commanders and cadres burning wads of patches in baulas, and so that story, it's a mental torture.
That's true.
Just thinking
I
about it.
was actually, you've just brought me to what I was watching early this morning. Like Laura Mitty's interview. Did
Oh
you see that one?
yeah, I saw the bits and pieces. My goodness, Emmanuel Mwamba had no words. He couldn't even counter. That was a good one. That was a very good one. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And she just gave her truth. She said, look, imweba PF imwe, you were burning money. And the money, that's why people are saying that there's no money in circulation, because in the Lama Mwale Tanani can distribute. You are giving to those people who are saying there's no money. What about and the money was illegal? Illegal money. So people they're now complaining. How economy because they're not getting that money directly. But now when the president is trying to clean up the system, Nokubike fin to the economy in the right place, so that each and every individual can benefit for the next coming 50 years. Because people are down, they don't think. Abantu is just trying to make sure that my kids, my grandkids, Bastashani, they benefit out of all this moment. Because if we were trying to do just to please the simple people, then what are we going to do? We're back to square one. Everybody will be back to, how I know, Shani. It will be worse. That's why she was saying that, look, the economy is worse than the way it was, because she really clearly told him off, and it was.
And she told him, look, you can't start comparing the UPND to MMD days, because the comparison should be like the way we compare you, Abena Pierre, we compare you to the days of MMD when fuel was 5 kwacha, the dollar was at 5 kwacha. That's where, and you guys left it at where? 17 kwacha. So by UPND, we start comparing them on the basis of the 17 kwacha that you left, not 5 kwacha. But then other PF, they want to hide that 5 kwacha, and then they start saying, oh, if it's not $, oh, come on, come on, guys, let's be honest with ourselves, and then the people who are getting employed, who never had a chance. These kids now who think, I can only get a government job based on connection, and who brought that, those that belief in? It's the PF. Everything. Zambia was not as corrupt today as it was back in the MMD, but it's corrupt today based on what propagated that corruption. It's a PF. So now you can't just start, there's corruption in Zambia, corruption in Zambia. Corruption in Zambia. Did you make corruption when? Gunwa gaideta corruption. Tabaliba PF hena. Come on now, let's be serious. Let's be real. Tell them. Now, Bachilufia, we said an hour. And you and I can go on and on and on, because we are that. Yeah.
Time me up with a star.
We have a fair managing. We need I think we need to wrap this up.
Jindi Jamana.
Jindi Jamana. We need to wrap this up, and and just this is going to be a brown recording, the history making.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to remember that will be done at least in under 2 hours.
Uh, yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah.
yeah, because
Mm.
yeah, I think we need to cut this short and come back remember next week about truth. Yeah, I
Mm.
mean, I'm just gonna let me just be honest with our viewers. For
Mm.
me personally,
Mm.
next week is going to be a tough week.
Mm.
Sunday. You
Mm.
know why it's going to be tough, actually? Yeah, it might be tough either way you look at it, or it might be brilliant.
What is it? Are we playing next week?
We are playing on Sunday again in school. Man shit.
Oh yeah, oh my,
So
that was a
it will
game that's
depend.
been talked about on the
Yeah,
internet. Oh my
yeah.
God.
So it will be. I don't know what time is the game. I have no idea. I haven't looked at the schedule
Have
yet.
to check. Have to check as well.
So it
Mm.
will be. I mean, if the game will be at 11:30, me showing up at 2 o'clock will
Now,
be. I don't know. That's all.
we have to make a plan first. We have to see.
Yeah, we may.
We have to
Yeah, we may
see
have
what
to
time it will
adjust.
be, and then
Yeah,
even if we have to bring the program, a little bit later, that will be
later.
okay.
Okay.
We
All
will
right. Yeah.
announce. We
Yeah, we
announce.
announced in due
Uh,
course
uh,
because that's what I meant that next week
uh,
for me. I mean, I can't.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't just commit next week.
No, let me look at the time. I haven't seen it yet, but let me look at
Yeah.
the time, and then we'll do that. Yeah.
All right, but you
Okay.
guys, it's been a sweet an hour and almost 25 minutes. So I
Fantastic.
think we close out and
Mm.
your final words before we say goodbye.
Yeah, just
Your final
everybody
words.
should just keep on watching, sharing and contributing, commenting, and so that Bantu TV should be a bigger platform for everybody. I know
All right.
it will be, but yeah,
It
that's how
will
it
be.
is.
I mean, we're here to,
Mm.
we kind of, we don't take ourselves too seriously, but we can be serious at times, and we're trying to break the news
Mm.
as it happens and just talk about it.
Mm.
Every one of us, as long as we're Zambians, we have an input to say. We all have ideas to give to the leadership. So yeah, let's make this what it ought to be. They say,
Mm.
what was it? I was reading somewhere today that really it caught my eye. It said, as human beings, we're here to create love before we
Mm.
die. Okay,
Mm. Mm.
and on that note, Vane, keep the faith. See you
Okay.
next week.
Bye bye. See you.
Bye.